Hello.
Hi.
Maura Meyer.
Episode 3.
Where are we now, Jeff?
Our third day on the Isle of Man.
Yes.
We were originally only going to do 2 videos, and then we got wind that we could do the Laxey Mine Railway. So we're doing that today.
We are.
Along with the wheel.
Yes.
And then later on we're going on the Groudle Glen.
I keep forgetting how to pronounce it.
It's the not Groudle, it's Groudle. It's the bonus Isle of Man video.
To the bonus.
To the bonus. Yeah, so we didn't think we were going to get a chance to go on the GLMR, that's the Great Laxey Mine Railway, and then Brian, whom we'll meet in a minute, sent us a message and went, come on down. It's the only tunnelled railway on the Isle of Man. It's just a little 5-minute ride, goes towards the wheel. Vicky will be exploring the wheel later. In fact, here it comes now, and it's a bit dark inside. Here it comes. So it's just a little 5-minute excursion there and back. We're just going to go for a little quick ride.
Hello, we've met Brian.
Hello.
Brian. Thanks for inviting us.
That's your welcome.
I need to know basics.
Okay.
Tell us, why does this little railway exist? What's the gauge? How many engines do you have?
We have 3 engines. The gauge is 19.5 inch. Everything else is 18 inches. This one's 19.5. It was mainly for the mine to bring the ore out of the mine down to here to the wash floor, where they tipped it over the edge, sorted it, and then took it down in horse and cart down to Laxey Mine. That's Durry, down to the Laxey Harbour, where it was then taken over to the UK.
I was reading something somewhere, is this right, that whilst it was predominantly the men who'd be going into the mine, women would do a lot of the washing of the
yeah,
ore?
of the ore,
okay.
yeah.
Was there ever any women drivers or miners going down that you
Not that I'm aware of, no.
That we know of. So we're going to be travelling on this in just a moment, and I'm assuming we're going to go underground.
You're not actually going to go underground,
okay.
but you're going to go through the only railway tunnel on the whole of the Isle of Man, which is, well, it's either the shortest one or the longest one, depending on which way you want to look at it. But it's 277 foot long. Okay.
Well, surely it can hold both titles.
Well, it can do.
Yeah. Amazing. Are you ready, Jeff?
Should we take the train?
I think we should.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So I've got to climb inside. Okay. It's caged off. All right. Sweet. Is it just us? We're inside.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
Into the mine?
Into the mine? Well,
into the mine. We're at the end of the line.
So Brian, tell us a little bit more about the history of the mine itself. So this railway would have kept going?
No, the railway itself finished just on the corner there. Where that hedges is the entrance to the mine. We extended the line up to here to make it easier for people to get on and off, and easier for a walk up to the wheel itself.
Okay.
The mine closed in 1924, and they scrapped the 2 engines. And we then made 2 replicas in 2004 of them, which were built in Darlington.
And the mine itself, what sort of ore was it that was coming
Zinc
out?
and iron ore it came out. The mine itself runs about 1.5 miles in length and goes down about 2,500 feet, which is about the same height as Snaefell is high.
Wow.
So you get a rough idea.
And then I want to bust in, how long have you been working Are you volunteer?
I'm a volunteer.
You're a volunteer?
Yeah.
So every weekend you're here?
I am.
How long have you been doing it?
2 years now.
Why do you love trains, Brian?
I just love the smell of them. And the enjoyment.
That
is the correct answer. And we're back. It makes sense to have the caged area because small little fingers for children can't stick their hands out the side and
And you including yourself?
I'm including myself in that. Wood touched the tunnel walls. That's cute, right?
That was great.
A little cute railway.
Great. Can we go again?
We got to do it again because you want to get to the Laxey Wheel.
Of course.
And the fastest way to the Laxey Wheel is to take.
It's in this badger. The Wheel is the largest working water wheel in the world. It was built to help solve the problem of flooding in the lead and zinc mines here in Laxey. While some engineers would have used steam to power such a huge machine, because coal isn't naturally found on the Isle of Man, they looked to harness the power of water instead. When in motion, the wheel turns a series of levers and pumps to bring up water from the lower part of the mine to enable excavations to continue. The wheel is also known as Lady Isabella, named after the wife of the Lieutenant General of the Isle of Man, Charles Hope. Lady Isabella wasn't the only water wheel on the island. It's thought that over the years there have been up to 20 water wheels spanning from the slopes of Snaefell all the way down to the sea. So that was the wheel. We're just about to catch the Great Laxey Mine Railway again because we're going to head to the Groudle Glen Railway. We're at Groudle Glen, miniature steam railway, little 3-stop railway. I'm really excited. It's got lots of bunting and it's very colourful and it's a mini steam train. Come on, Jeff. You've seen the viaduct. Okay, you have.
So to get down to the railway, you have to walk along this slightly rugged path and this ridiculously scenic. I mean, look, it's just.
Okay, now we're in the view.
Yeah.
Just had a train whistle.
It is this tiny little railway just tucked away in like the glades and the glen and the trees, and suddenly you're walking through like a little wood or a forest and suddenly, boom, a railway appears. Like if you didn't know it was here, that would be unexpected.
Out of this beautiful glen, full of streams and tiny waterfalls, is a railway, and here's Alex. Hello, Alex.
Hello, Vicky. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Why is this railway here?
Well, nowadays it's run as a tourist attraction. It's very much a volunteer-run organisation, but the original railway was built just as that, a tourist attraction. It goes from the middle of nowhere to the edge of it and back again, really. In the 1890s, when the Manx Electric Railway was being built, in 1893, Groudle became its terminus for 1 year, and the local entrepreneur who owned all this land, Richard Maltby Broadbent, decided to turn it into a pleasure ground. So there was a dance hall, effectively, a bandstand. There were side stalls, you could have your fortune told, and Victorians like to go sort of arm in arm and go wandering through all these walkways through the glen, and many a man has met his doom, they used to say in Groudle Glen, where they've courting couples would meet. And then out on the cliff tops they dammed off an area where they put a sea lion pool, they had polar bears on a cliff top zoo that was clinging to the cliff tops, and then in 1896 they built this railway to basically join the two, and it became an attraction in itself, carrying hundreds of thousands of people every year.
What's your least used station?
Yeah.
Least used station. Oh, now I'd say this one, the main station.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Well, you better check for a purchase and a dot matrix indicator.
Okay, and a bin bag.
Okay, and a bin bag.
Okay.
Do you have any bin bags spraying in the breeze?
No, we all have nicely built wooden Victorian litter bins.
Rubbish.
Yes.
Rubbish.
Literally.
Oh.
You're going to get on the footplate.
Yep.
To the footplate.
Yep. What's the safest place to be?
Sit on that. All that's hot. So don't touch that stuff. Stay on that side.
It's quite warm. Quite warm. This is James. Say hi, James.
Hello. You're right.
James, how long have you been driving trains?
Well, I've been passed out qualified for a year. But I've been here volunteering since I was 12. Let's go.
Listen to us. And off we go.
yeah.
Okay.
Just a halfway station. We use it at Christmas time. Now we'll just wait for the other engine to arrive.
So is it single track ahead?
It is, yeah. So we've got a staff there, so we've had Glencoe into the headland, and then we'll get headland to Sea Line Rocks.
Gotcha. Successful exchange?
It is, yeah. Sometimes you have the days when you drop it, but I've never done that yet, so.
James, thank you so much.
No problems, anytime.
Amazing.
As we arrive at Sea Line Rocks. Sea Line Rocks. Vicky, I just realised something. We've just, with the arrival of Sea Line Rocks, we've completed all Isle of Man stations.
What's that?
With the arrival of Sea Line Rocks, we've completed all Isle of Man railway stations. Hooray!
Do we like plant a flag now or something?
We've got the flag. Let's get the Trescaline in. Let's do it. Let's do it. We've really lucked out with the weather. It's a gorgeous sunny day. We just had a cup of tea in the tea room. There's a delightful little tea room there, and we're just going to walk down the coastal path. And Alex is leading us on to take us to the old zoo that used to be here. Where's the zoo?
Well, what you're standing on now is the entrance sort of walkway to the zoo, and up until mainly about a year ago, the remains of the bridge that went across was still there. The pool below us is what used to have sea lions, performing sea lions in, and you can still see the remnants of the old walkways around the outside where the Victorians used to flock around and watch the sea lions being fed. And then they go across the bridge, and in the concrete enclosure on the other side there would have been two polar bears who would be sat there and being fed, and the Victorians would be watching them. And then to my right you would find brown bears chained up where you could take them for a walk for a penny. And there was also at some point in history an aviary as well.
It's so sunny at the Groudle Glen Railway.
You definitely need to come here. It's amazing.
Are you just saying that because Alex is over there?
Yep.
And I'm just saying this. It's been the perfect way to end our trip to the Isle of Man. You're welcome. Come to the Isle of Man. Ride the steam railway.
Yes. The Manx electric railway.
The Snaefell Mountain Railway.
The Groudle Glen Railway.
And the Laxey Mine Railway.
And also the horse tram.
And also, which was out of action. For those saying, why didn't you do the horse tram? They're sort of rebuilding, repaving, relaying utilities along the whole of the promenade.
Also, you should go to Russian Castle, Peel Castle, the Laxey Wheel.
It's all good. There's a lot of wheels here.
There's a lot of water.
I've seen at least 4 water wheels.
Yep.
There's no coal on the island. There's no foxes or badgers.
Or squirrels.
Or squirrels. What else have we learned?
But there are wallabies.
Real ones and sort of ceramic
fiberglass ones.
Yes. Which is great.
Yeah.
Come to the Isle of Man.
It is incredible.
Fly over, get the boat from either Liverpool or Heysham. Get the 1-a-day train to Heysham Port.
Yep.
And get the steam packet ferry over.
You could meet Ian the Selfie King at Lancaster if you've got the connection
at the same time.
Go to Heysham.
It's all good.
Back.
Thank you everyone. Thank you Kickstarter.
Thank you so much.
I think we just say roll credits. Roll credits.
The Laxey Wheel is the largest working water wheel in the world. Don't get in my shot, Jeffrey. Get out of my shot. What do you mean, no?
I'm just gonna like walk past in the background.
You just want a piece of the Vicky Explores action.